Hello peoples. In today's video we're going to be taking a look at the Overdrive Initiative supply request mission. This is the last one that came out last week. And we're going to go over some of the issues and bugs that that we ran into. The mission is completable. You probably are going to have a hard time getting it. We'll talk more about that later. But overall, it's a simple mission, box run, nothing hard about it. So, this is the point where I tell you to get yourself a snack, tasty beverage, sit back, relax, and let's get to it and check it out. So again, you're going to pick it up in the priorities list on your mobiGlas. I'm going to tell you right now that you're probably never going to see it here, at least if you've tried to do it within the last week or even the current week that this video is released. There's a lot of people trying to do it. Main reason that they're still trying to do it is that the missions are kind of bugged, and we'll talk more about that in a little bit. So my best advice is if you want to do this mission, get together with a group of a couple people, spread yourself out amongst the different servers. So go to, Australia, EU, Asia, as well as the US, and you all sit there and wait for it to pop up in your HUD, and then hit that left bracket to accept the mission as quickly as possible. And then everybody can join in on the person that got that mission in the server that they're in. If you try to pick this up through the mobiGlas, it's probably never going to show up. At least it never did for me after several hours of trying to get the mission. Again, if you are in a group, you might have a better chance of completing the mission as well. Less chances of the boxes disappearing or falling through, the floor of your ship if you kind of like spread them out amongst your group. Now that being said, in the background footage that you're going to see here, I am in a group to complete this. You will run up against some NPCs guarding the wreck site when you go to retrieve those supply boxes and everything. Nothing too terribly hard. Obviously, Drake Corsair and the 400i that I'm paired up with won't have much of a problem dealing with a Reclaimer. I think we had a Valkyrie here, yep, and a Vanguard and a Cutlass Drake. I should say Drake Cutlass. So, not exactly the hardest NPCs in the world to take out. Obviously, depending upon the health of the server, you're going to get different results. The server you can see here was a little stale, and we're getting some lag. You can see the pip for the aiming reticle is just kind of bouncing back and forth on the ship. That's an indication of some bad server lag and that kind of stuff, and unfortunately we still have to deal with it until we get server meshing in. Little tip, hit your ping when you're fighting on the dark side of a planet so that you don't end up face kissing into the ground because you can't see it. Most of the missions are, at least from my experience, are going to be in Microtech. I think all of them are. They may be on Microtech the planet or one of its moons, and then from there you're going to pick up 3 boxes, and you're going to run these boxes to the station at the Pyro jump point. Make sure you take a ship that you're able to, obviously put boxes in, because if you show up in an F7C Hornet, you're going to be a little disappointed. Another thing to look out for is if the mission is on Microtech, as you saw in that shot and here, there's a lot of forest areas, and your ship may be too big. The Corsair in this example here is a little bit too big to land. Fortunately, I'm teamed up with my org mates, and one of them has a 400i, and they were able to get right in on the wreck site. You will get 3 indicators that show you what boxes that you need to collect and where they are. There's medical supplies, food, and ammunition. Once all 3 boxes are collected, you will have to travel to the Pyro jump gate and go to the station there and deliver them. 2 of them will be to the same location, 1 will be to a different location. So once you get the notification that you've collected all the boxes, you got to go deliver them. All 3 have to be delivered in order for the mission to be completed, and that's where we're going to run into some problems. The other thing that I want to make you aware of is when you get to that pyro station, be on the lookout for possibly some PvP action. Here I'm running interference, or I'm scouting for our delivery from the 400i from when we collected the boxes, minding my own business. And here we get a player that comes up in his Ares Ion and decided that he wanted to engage in some PvP, so he starts shooting at us. Fortunately, I'm in a fully manned Drake Corsair, and we won't have much of a problem taking this guy out. Unfortunately, I did not get the kill on him, because as he's now red for attacking me, the station is also going to be firing at him. But as you can see, we were doing a pretty good job taking his shields down. Our shields are still up, and he's gone red already. So it's just a matter of time before we get a good hit on him. As I was trying to line up those beautiful guns that we have on the Corsair, the station finished them off, and that was it. So just be aware that you could run into that type of action if you're carrying those 3 boxes. Well, you don't want to lose them because someone decided they wanted to engage you in a little bit of PvP action. Another problem that you may run into that we had is that the station would not honor any type of docking request. It wouldn't give us a bay to log into. So what we had to do is land on one of the platforms outside. Again, if you've got multi-ship group here, just take position up over the ship that's on the platform until you get all those cargo boxes off, so that a missile doesn't take them out. So once they deliver off the cargo boxes, you're going to get completion for the mission. It'll look like this. I guess there's some drama going around where some of the missions CIG is not completely counted as being complete, even though you completed them. Make a snapshot if you feel that you may fall into this category. I don't know how valid that claim is yet. I don't know of anyone in my group that's run into this problem, but you never know. Here I'm going solo on the same mission, and I'm showing you some of the problems that you may run into. So here we've got the NPC ships that come in. Apparently everybody's one great big happy fleet here, because they never turn hostile, and they just all kind of sit there and hover over the site, not engaging me or anything like that. I'm able to land in and go through the wreckage and recover the 3 boxes. Now, this particular server was having some issues, so if you're on a fresh server, be prepared for a fight. But if you're on a real laggy server or something that's been up for a while, the NPCs get brain dead when that happens, and you're not going to get a true experience. The other issue that you're going to find is when you're transferring the boxes from the derelict site to your ship, they have a tendency of exhibiting some weird behavior. In this case, you're going to see that they move completely on their own. Apparently they're alive. So just be aware that there's been other instances where the box has fallen through the surface of the planet and it's unretrievable. There's also been other issues where only 2 of the boxes spawn, at least the location marker for those boxes spawn, and you can't find the 3rd. Now, once you get into the station, typically you have to return 2 of the boxes to the same location, like the cargo area, or maybe in the admin office, but 2 of them will go to one. The final box, or the 3rd box, will go to a different one. Now here everything's fine. You can see I got completion, 1 of 3. But when I go to do my last box, I go to the admin office, and the first thing that is kind of like an indicator that you're screwed is you see the boxes on the floor here, and yeah, we get this thing where you can't access the location to drop the box off. It's just the button's not responsive. It's sit there in some kind of loop, and you're screwed. At this point, you got no choice. What you're going to have to do is simply drop the mission, pick up the mission again if you can, and redo it. And it kind of sucks when you're at 2 of 3 boxes dropped off. Now, CIG has said that they're going to extend the deadline for completing this mission because of this issue, and they claim that they have fixed this issue in patch 3.23. I haven't really confirmed that myself, but that's what I've heard. So hopefully they do fix it, and we don't run into some of these frustrating bugs like this in the future. Other than that, I like this whole series of missions, starting off with the bunker missions and all that kind of stuff. I think it's great how they've run all these missions together to kind of like tell this nice global storyline and all that kind of stuff. And looking forward to seeing the new remake of the Xenothreat mission that should be coming up later on at the end of the month, before or during the release of patch 3.23. Anyways, let me know what you think. Do you like the missions? Do you hate them? All that good stuff. And as always, till next time, take care.